What's up, YouTube? Welcome to my review of the Dynamic Discs Renegade. I have one in Lucid plastic and also one in Lucid Air plastic. Dynamic Discs was super generous, really awesome. Sent me a box of plastic to test and review for you guys. Can't thank them enough. It was really amazing to receive these discs and get out and chuck them. All the plastic I've tried from Dynamic Discs has been really nice. The plastic feel is great. The flights are great. High quality stuff. So thanks a lot to Dynamic for that. Allows me to get these reviews out for you guys, trying to gather some information about these discs and kind of pass on my my view on them and my experience with them and testing and use for some rounds out there. So the regular Lucid is this one right here. It is 167 grams. It's laser printed on the bottom there. You can see it says Dynamic Discs, kind of embossed right there. Also Renegade. Really beautiful disc. I like this color. It's a great color. It's easy to find. And then the nice blue stamp there. There are your flight numbers. 11.5, negative 1.5, and then 2.5 fade. For this particular disc, seems to those flight numbers seem to be spot on, perfect. And then here is the Lucid Air Renegade. It's got a great look to it. It's all the cool bubbles. It's kind of textured almost with the bubbles being in there. This particular one, great kind of foil stamp there. Also, it has same kind of thing on the bottom where Dynamic Discs, made in Sweden. There's your weight is actually kind of like hot pressed in on this particular one, 155 grams with the Lucid Air, and there is your Renegade thing as well. So let's break them down one at a time, I suppose. Start with the regular Lucid. It's got a fantastic feel in the hand. I love the grip on the Lucid plastic. It's very tough. Give me a look at the rim design on this particular one. It definitely took some tree hits during testing, but nothing that you're really going to see on it. It's very tough. Like Z or Champion plastic, at least that tough, and has a really nice feel. I would say it has a better grip and feel fresh out of off the shelf than any Z or Champion discs I've felt, or at least most of them. Great feel to the Lucid plastic. I really like it. I love it in my Trespass and my Escape. Both have been staples in my bag since I put them in there, so Renegade, no different. Got a great feel to it. It's got a pretty kind of traditional kind of rim shape to it. A little bit of a hook there on the bottom. Nice kind of familiar contours in the hand. Feels good. It flies, like I said, pretty much right dead on for those flight numbers. It's got good speed, nice glide, great distance with those two attributes combined. The turn is not like super substantial. I'm sure a lot of players, that have big arms and stuff, consider Renegades to be pretty flippy. This particular Lucid one for me is not very flippy at all. It pretty much holds the line. I was throwing it down on a little hyzer and mostly flat, and just getting a very straight, controllable flight out of it. Very nice, flat, smooth flight all the way. So it pretty much just go down, maybe pop up and ride out to the right a little bit, come back, consistent finish. The fade 2.5 I would say makes perfect sense as well. Yeah, just nice consistent finish at the end. I'm sure, again, if you had a bigger arm, or if you threw it with a lot of snap on Anheuser, you can get it turn over. For me, I was mostly throwing it for straight shots and soft hyzers, and it did a fantastic job for that. Really consistent, controllable disc. I felt like I had a good feel for it right out of the box. So that's the Lucid Renegade. Fantastic flyer. Let's get this guy in here. So Lucid Air Renegade, same flight numbers, although this particular one I would say is significantly more understable than my regular Lucid. It's got a little bit of a pop-top dome to it there, and like I said, with the bubbles, it's almost like a textured feel. I'm trying to give you a close-up look at it so you can kind of get a feel for what I'm saying. You can see, you can almost feel the bubbles in there. I think you definitely can feel the bubbles in there. And then right here where it's molded off. It's kind of got a nice, it's got a little flat edge there, and in the hand it feels really unique. I love the way it feels actually with the nice texture. It's got a good grip, and it's not popping out of your hand early or any problems like that. It's got pretty much just as good a grip as the regular Lucid, with a little bit of like that textured feel to it, which I think is interesting, kind of unique, and I like it. I like it quite a bit. I probably had more fun throwing and testing this one than the Lucid, just because with it being so lightweight, and I was bombing this thing. This thing gets huge distance if you throw it right. I will say though that it has a lot of turn. This particular one, right out of the package, is very understable. It, if you throw it up high enough and you throw it down on a hyzer, it'll pop up, turn over, and come back and get a huge distance flight out of it. Really had a great time throwing this thing, although it's definitely not the most consistent disc I've ever thrown with that kind of understable nature. It was tough to dial in, and I had it flip over too much a few times. But I was really enjoying it for like big open shots. If I had like a big open fairway, not much you know, trouble to worry about so much. Just rip this thing on a hard hyzer and let it fly out just a really long, windy kind of flight where you know, again, it was, you know, I'm doing it with my left hand just because of the way the camera's positioned, but you know, flip up and turn over and, you know, slowly fade all the way back, and just a great disc for big open distance shots. I would also think if you could find one with these same kind of flight characteristics, it might be a little bit tricky because the Lucid Air or any of the bubble plastics that you're going to find out there are not terribly consistent. It's probably a pretty tough thing to do to get them to be really consistent. So if you found one that was like this, the pop top dome, the same kind of textured feel to it, it should fly pretty similar to this one, and it would be a fantastic beginner disc, just a really nice beginner driver because of that lightweight, easy to throw, has a nice flip to it. So when you don't have a lot of arm speed, it might not flip very much at all. If you have a beginner's arm, it might just kind of go real straight, finish left, kind of fly like the Lucid does for a more experienced player. But yeah, I haven't, again, I haven't been able to test any other Lucid Air Renegades to see if there's any other ones that are more stable, but I'm definitely willing to bet that there are. But this particular one, very understable, but also extremely fun to throw. I probably like it better, again, just because it flies so far that it was really fun to get out there and just rip it. Fantastic tailwind disc, and again, open shots, just really fun. So both great discs. I consider them to have different roles in my system based on how flippy the Lucid Air is compared to the regular Lucid. But they're both great discs. The Lucid has that really nice flat flight to it all the way. Ride out right a little bit, come back. Ultra consistent, very straight flyer with good speed and glide that gets you very solid distance as well. So that's a great disc. I definitely recommend checking that one out. And then again, the Lucid Air, this particular one, much more understable, but if you give it enough air, it'll fight all the way back to fade out and get you huge distance. So it'd be great for those open shots and tailwind shots, and also for players with lower arm speed. So that's my review on the Lucid Renegade. Thanks again to Dynamic Discs for sending out these discs and allowing me to post these reviews for you guys. I really appreciate it, and definitely go give them a shot, guys. Thanks for watching. Cheers.